Hey guys! So today I want to talk about something that has been going around the news. I just saw it this morning, so I've gotten kind of into Reddit recently. I'm probably really late to the game because I've heard people talk about it for forever, but I never really understood it. But I've found a couple subreddits that I'm really enjoying a lot, and one of them is uplifting news. And usually I like all the stuff I see on there, but I was scrolling through it this morning and I came across this story in the New York Post, and I think it's on like a bunch of other different sites too. But it's about this dad who lost 92 pounds after noticing he can't keep up with his kids. That was the title of the article. And I have it right here so I can kind of reference it. But I have several thoughts about this, and I just want to talk about them because a big frustration that I have with a lot of these types of articles, these types of weight loss stories, these types of like health journey stories that are really inspiring and really impressive, and I don't like them for a few different reasons. So first of all, just to give like a little background of the story in case you aren't aware of what it is, this dad they said it all started in 2017. He was 290 pounds, age 40, and he took a hiking trip with his wife and his two younger kids, or three kids, I think. Yeah, three kids. And he was like gasping for air all the time. He had trouble keeping up and he wanted to make a change. Okay, totally understandable, right? You want to have energy to play with your kids and feel good. Okay. But then we get into, how he actually took control of his health. And what he did was for the next 5 months, he lost the 92 pounds by following a strict keto diet, cutting out all alcohol, and he spent 2 hours hiking and an hour in the gym every single day. Every day. So if you go and look at his Instagram picture, and I haven't really, I saw some of the comments that said that they were skeptical of this story anyway, because it's like losing weight that fast, you would have to have some kind of surgery to get rid of the excess skin and everything. And in the picture that you see, he is really ripped, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how that typically works, but regardless, I have a problem with what he is promoting to his audience of how he lost this weight. For one thing, that's a lot to sacrifice, and that's a huge change and a lot of exercise to be doing every single day. 2 hours hiking, an hour in the gym every day. If you enjoy doing that and it makes you feel good and you're able to do that, awesome. But for most of us, 3 hours of exercise, is that really realistic? I think most of us don't have that kind of time or even want to spend that kind of time, right? There's other things I want to do with my day. I enjoy working out. It makes me feel good, and I know it's good for me, and I focus on finding exercise that I enjoy, right? So I love home workouts. I do Fitness Blender workouts a lot. Shout out to Fitness Blender. Not sponsored or anything like that, but I love Daniel and Kelly. And I like to go for walks, and I'll go to my apartment gym, and I like to do yoga. So I usually do 30-minute workouts, and that makes me feel good. I don't want to spend more time than that. I have other things I want to do in my day, right? Okay, but that's him. But that's a lot to keep going with, and so the way he lost this weight, it's that's what I think is hard to keep in mind when it comes to crash dieting or doing something that's so extreme that gives you results so fast. It's to keep up those same results, you're going to have to keep doing the same thing, right? Is he going to realistically be able to keep doing this every day? And also, from what I see on his Instagram, it looks like he's a health coach or a fitness coach or something. Is he going to promote that to his clients to do things the same way? Because it's hey, I got to this way, I look this way now, and I can help you look this way too. And besides the exercise, the strict keto diet is also something that really concerns me. Now, I feel like I should be careful talking about this. I don't know, because I know keto is such a big thing right now, and I know I've seen all across the board different people saying different things about it. The issue that I have with it is that, to me, it is a very restrictive diet. You're cutting out a lot of things, and you're really, really restricting yourself. And I think carbs are good. And I'm not a dietitian, but just from what I have learned in my intuitive eating certification and the basics of nutrition, I minored in nutrition in college, so I did take nutrition classes, right? So I understand the basics. All food groups are important, and restrictive diets, for most people, from what I've seen, and me included, restricting myself so much to something like that is going to lead to binging, or lead to some kind of disordered eating, or lead to like a skewed version of what's right for eating healthy. And that's the biggest problem I have with these kind of stories, is that it creates this idea in people's minds, especially someone who maybe is always like wanting to lose weight, or they never quite like learned the basics of nutrition, or what good nutrition means, right? Or what actually like healthy eating means, which can look a little different for everybody. They're going to think that the only way that you can see results, or like the only way that you can be healthy, is by following one of these diets. I remember thinking that too when I was in my teens, when I was first getting into nutrition. I thought that healthy meant following a diet plan, counting calories, being really restrictive, always being hungry. And I'm worried that stories like this are going to just promote that further and make it think that like, wow, like look at him, like to be healthy, this is what I need to do too. And for most people, that's not realistic. And it's going to lead to backfiring, and it's going to cause us to not only go back to what we were doing before, but lead to this disordered view of food. And often, like I was saying, when I restrict myself, I have the urge to binge, or the foods that I'm cutting out and restricting, I just want them even more. It's that idea of like, you tell yourself you can't have something, you want it more, right? It's like your parents telling you can't do something. That makes you want to do it more. Like we're not all children, but we're all like, I think we all still have that in our minds. It's rebellious. And so that's what's so important about not taking away that permission with food, and trying to find a lifestyle that's going to work for us over the long term and not be a quick fix. And that's what this story to me is pushing and encouraging. And no hate to this guy. Like, if he's found something, if he's happy and he feels good and he's found something that works for him, I'm happy for him. I'm just really, really worried that it's not realistic. And I'm worried about how, if he is coaching people or the people that he sees online, I'm worried about how it's going to affect them. And honestly, I'm actually also worried about how it's going to look for his kids. I know that, like, I don't have kids, but if I did, I would want to promote a sense of like, I would want to feed them nutritious foods. I would want to have those around the house, but I would also be very, very careful about how I talk about food and dieting and body image and those types of things, because I know just from my personal experience that I remember being a kid, and kids pick up on everything from what I've heard and just what I remember from being a kid, right? And so if you're having these messages that like dad has to follow this strict keto diet to look good, or he's, doing all this exercise every day, I don't think it's healthy to show kids that that's what healthy is. I think balance is important, and it just makes me worry in general about the message that this is spreading, basically. Yeah, and it's just like 92 pounds in 5 months. That's a lot to lose. So yeah, I guess that's mainly what I wanted to say. I would not recommend following in the same footsteps as this, like trying to make some drastic change. And I mean, I'm anti-diet at all, like following a specific diet like that. If you have any kind of history of disordered eating, or I think it'd be harmful to everybody, but especially if you have a history of like an eating disorder or disordered eating, like this is just not the way. And I would encourage everyone to check out the book Intuitive Eating while we're on the topic of of health and body image and weight loss and diet, dieting and all that. Intuitive Eating is a wonderful book. Also, the Nutrition Matters podcast. I've been getting back into that recently with Paige Smathers, and she's awesome, and she's a registered dietitian who's also certified in intuitive eating. And she talks about, I think they've had some podcasts where they've talked about the keto diet, and she's really awesome. And I'll also link my website below, like I always do. I have some posts on there about like emotional eating and like how I worked through emotional eating and intuitive eating and all that kind of stuff. So check that out too if you want to, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm not trying to attack this guy. Like, I truly hope that he is happy and that, like, everything's worked well for him. But I'm just really concerned about spreading these types of messages and putting them out there like this is like so impressive, or it's like, I don't think it's healthy to I don't know. I just don't like it. But I'm not trying to hate on anybody. I'm not trying to trying to come after anybody or anything like that. I'm just sharing my opinion. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And if you liked this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like content where I share my experiences with mental health, anxiety, ADD, mindfulness, self-care, that's kind of the stuff that I'm about on this channel. So feel free to subscribe if you like that. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.